Hi everyone, welcome to In Focus. On this show, I'm going to be sharing with you things that will help you with your self-discovery journey. Things that will help you develop and grow personally, as well as improve how you connect with others and develop your personal relationships. In today's video, I'm going to be talking about a concept called the segregated self. The segregated self is a concept made famous by Cassie Carsten from South Africa, who is the founder of a movement called The World Needs a Father. You should really check them out. They do some amazing things with development, personal development, and identity. Click on this link for more details about them. At the end of today's video, you will have a better understanding of some of those internal struggles that you may be having in certain situations. And not only will you become more aware of those moments, you'll also be more confident of what to do when you are experiencing that. So the segregated self essentially consists of four main parts: the true me, the actual me, the presented me, and the perceived me. First, we have the true me. The true me is who I should be. It's the person you believe you should aspire to be. It's the person you'd strive to be. It's that profile of the perfect person you think you should be based on your beliefs, your values, your religion, and what you think is best. The psychologist Carl Rogers calls this your ideal self. The leadership guru Stephen Covey calls this your inner voice. Anyone who believes in God or religion will call this the spirit. This is the part of you that tells you who you should be. Next, we have the actual me. This is who I really am. This is who you are in your natural state, in your comfort zone. This is how you go about your daily activities, making the choices and actions that you find completely at peace with yourself. This is who you are when no one's watching, when you don't feel like someone's observing you. This is you in your natural zone. Next, we have the presented me. The presented me is who I want them to think I am. This is the part of me that adjusts myself based on the expectations of those around me. This is when I behave a little differently when I'm around different crowds. For example, how I behave a little different when I'm at work, maybe at church, with my friends, with my family. Some of us may say, oh, I don't really care who's around me. This is who I am. That's not entirely true, because we all adjust ourselves just a little bit. The reason we do is we want to present ourselves the best way possible, because there are certain values and certain traits that we think are more important than others, and we want to present these to the people around us. So we choose to behave in a certain way. One of the best examples where we engage in the presented me is when we are posting things on social media. It's when you take time to really think carefully about what you're posting, to making sure that the picture looks good, that making sure it's gotten from the best angle, or if it's a statement, making sure that it will get the desired effect. There's a specific thing that we want people to think of us when we put that message out there. I've done it myself, and I'm sure you do as well. This is your presented me at work. Lastly, we have the perceived me. This is how people view me based on my behaviors and my actions. This is what people really think about me. This is the impression we have made on other people. This is what people think of us when our name comes up in their mind. If you're talking with friends and they say, oh, what do you think of Dimitri? Oh yeah, Dimitri, he's like this. That is the perceived me. That's the perception they have of me. And I have no control of it because their impression of me has already been made. An example of perceived me is when we're scrolling through social media. We are going through our feed. We see other people's posts and pictures and comments and likes, and we have a perception of them. We think, oh wow, look what they're up to, that looks cool. Or we may actually think, wow, I can't believe he said that. I wouldn't have said that if I was them. The same is true for others. they're doing the same thing about you as well when they're going through their social media feed. I'm not saying this is good or bad. I'm just saying that this is an example of when your perceived me is in action. So that's the 4 parts of the segregated self: the actual me, true me, presented me, and perceived me. When these 4 parts are working together, that is when we have integrity. When we are at peace with all these different aspects of our personal internal identity, we are working together and there's no tension. We feel at peace, we feel in harmony. What we say and do is matching what we think and feel. However, most of us don't have everything together, neatly packaged like that. There are areas where we're struggling in, and when we have struggles in some of these areas, this creates tension. And that tension creates a gap between your identities. The psychologist Carl Rogers calls this tension or gap incongruence. So let's look at some of these gaps. Let's first look at the gap between the actual me and the true me. According to Cassie, this gap happens when you are having existential crisis, a spiritual crisis. Because the gap here is between who you think you are and who you think you should be. That means there's certain things that you're doing which you believe you are not living up to your own expectations. And that could be from your high standards that you have placed for yourself based on your beliefs or your values or your morals, or based on the influence of the people around you. Now let's look at the gap between the actual me and the presented me. We usually experience this gap depending on the different social groups we're around. So I'll give you an example. Say you're around a certain group of friends and you start to feel that you're changing your behaviors and the way you think and the way you talk more towards that group. But let's say that that's not really at peace with who you are. Maybe that's going against your values and your beliefs. Well, this is when that gap between the actual me and the presented me is starting to develop. It's happening because you are altering your behavior, which we all do depending on different social circles, but you're noticing you're changing a little bit more than your usual self. Next, we have the gap between the actual me and the perceived me. This is a little tough because you really don't have much control of this area of your life. You see, perceived me, once again, is how other people view you. So people have already made an impression on you based on your behaviors, actions, choices, and decisions you've taken. So their opinion of you is already set. You can't control what they think and you can't change their mind. This could be based on stereotyping and prejudice, but also it could just be based on them observing you and how you behave. The good news is we can always decide to change the way we behave, but we may not be able to change what other people think of us. So these are the gaps that can create the disharmony in the segregated self. So the goal of the segregated self is to bring awareness to the gaps between these 4 identities. And the next goal is to unify these to become the true unified self and bridge these gaps so we have more integrity in our lives. And when we have more integrity, we are more at peace with who we are, we are more at peace with our choices, how we engage with other people, and we are more at peace with achieving those goals that we really want to strive for. Cassie calls this the true unified self, or the true unified me. Before we can even accept who we really are, we need to discover what is really going on. Only when we learn to know who we really are can we become who we really want to be. Until you are truly free to be yourself, until you are truly comfortable with who you are, you can't really engage with others well. Your relationships will be based on fear of rejection, fear of perception. It won't be coming from a place of confidence. It will help you to gain more integrity to the different aspects of your life. If you are experiencing any of these gaps and you wish to get some help, do give us a call to the number on the screen. At Virgins, we offer personal coaching to help you work through areas like this. We have a variety of professional certified coaches waiting to help you out. I hope this video helped you a little bit to discover more of who you really are. If you have found this video helpful, please like, subscribe, and share this video. It will really help me out. And until next time, take care of yourself and each other, and have a great day.